The first thing that I would have done is I would not have sold out to the state of Oklahoma as this man did. He was elected in 2019, and for 1 year, he had meetings with the state of Oklahoma officials to hammer out an agreement in principle that would surrender all of our rights back to the state of Oklahoma. Now, he's probably going to say that it's temporary or whatever. We know that those things that we give back to the state are never given back to us. So what I would have done is I would have put in place trigger laws. Those laws would have been, I would have had the council pass laws that would have kicked in as soon as McGirt went into place. We have cities in the Cherokee Nation in open rebellion against the Cherokee Nation. The city of Claremore, the city of Tulsa, and today I learned the city of Tahlequah are invoking the Curtis Act to continue to exercise jurisdiction over tribal citizens. We have to stop that. We have to figure out a way to exercise our jurisdiction over the cities and over our lands here. And so I would have taxation. I would have, oh, I'm out of time. Thank you all.
Mr. Hoskin, you have 30 seconds to rebut the challenge.
Well, he's just plain wrong. I mean, look at the record. Look at what we did when the opportunity of McGirt came down. Look at how we scaled up our criminal justice system. Look how we seized the opportunity to protect victims of crime. Yes, it is a difficult transition when the United States and the state of Oklahoma has suppressed the Cherokee Nation for generations. But under my leadership, we seized the opportunity. I can tell you what I won't do. I won't pal around with the folks that are trying to destroy our sovereignty, that go into the Supreme Court and say, destroy the reservation. I stood against them. That's what happened.
So sovereignty for me is about action and our ability to govern ourselves. So when I look at our biggest threat, it's the idea that the current leadership stays in power when they cannot negotiate with our neighbors and the people around us. And that's a serious issue. When I reviewed the 2019 debates, some of the people on this stage even said that they were going to be able to deliver on our compacts, and they have not. Because instead, people in leadership in the Cherokee Nation chose to poke at other leaders across the state whenever possible, using our very own casino money without anyone's knowledge or transparency. Some projections are as close as $50 million on our state governor's race. Whether we like Governor Stitt or not, he is still one of us. And instead, what we have witnessed is the lack of leadership as they attack others throughout the community. And you do not see that from the other tribal leaders who are setting an example about what leadership should look like in Indian country, in our tribes. So when I think about sovereignty, I think about whether we're protecting our women and children. I have too many stories of where this government has failed to act on domestic violence, harassment, stalking, abuse of power. The list goes on. But they'll come after their political enemies, and they'll use our court for that. So the choice is June 3rd.
Ms. Cowan-Watts, your time is up. Mr. Hoskin, do you want to respond to the challenge?
Well, with all due respect, and I mean this sincerely, if you want a chief who's going to allow the governor of the state of Oklahoma to go to the Supreme Court and ask them to tear apart the Cherokee Nation reservation, don't vote for me, because I won't do it, and I didn't do it.
You know what we've seen this man do? We have seen him violate the Constitution time after time after time. Well, you're not paying attention then. The Cherokee Nation.
Please keep it down.
The leadership of the Cherokee Nation met with the state of Oklahoma officials from 2019 up to the passage of the McGirt ruling. They came out with, this is the best they could do, an agreement that would deprive the Cherokee people of their right to be free from Oklahoma taxation, give all of our rights back to the state. That's not leadership. That's cowering. That's bowing. And that's not something that my administration will ever do in the United States Capitol in DC or the Oklahoma Capitol in Oklahoma City. Thank you.
Mr. Hoskin, you have 30 seconds to respond to the challenge.
Well, what he said is not true. It's bankrupt of facts. It's outrageous, but don't worry about that.